gonna hit you all the way over there.
Gotta put that laughing in there.
Yeah. Hey there, I'm Caesar. I am the host for today of the In Between podcast. If you listen to the last couple episodes, you know that we have some new regular hosts on our show. So let's have them introduce themselves. To my left here, we have
Brandon.
And then
Carson.
Yo, what's up? I'm Morgan.
And we're missing Peyton today, but he'll be back and in future episodes. But we're excited to get back into our conversations. We had really great conversations last time, and we're looking forward to more episodes featuring you guys and other high schoolers or middle schoolers if they want to be on the podcast. But thanks for being here, guys. And today our topic is going to be peer pressure, something none of us ever have to worry about. None of us ever get peer pressure to do anything. But to get our conversation started for today, how hard was it to be peer pressured into this podcast?
It wasn't hard at all. It was not hard at all.
Who encouraged you to be on this podcast, and why did you say yes?
It had to be just like we were talking, and when we got finished with the conversation, he was like, "Do you want to be a podcast?" I was like, "I have a lot of things to say." So yes, I want to be on the podcast. It was like a straight yes for me.
That's cool. Have you ever listened to any podcasts before?
Yes, but I haven't listened to one in a while. That's why I was like so excited to be on one, because I'm always like in a conversation with my friends like, "Yo, we should do a podcast," but we never do.
There you go. Now you can say you've been in one, and maybe you can get those friends to join us next time. What about you guys?
Definitely Just. I mean, he's a very persuasive person, I might say. I don't even remember how it happened. I think we were just at youth group, I'm pretty sure. He was like, "Yo, if anybody wants to be in a podcast, show up on Wednesday." And I showed up with my friend to my... Great Just
impression.
I know.
That's really good.
You sound just like Just.
I showed up with my friend to my right, Carson. And, I mean, it got started. Walked in, saw Brandon for the first time. Already knew Peyton from the school.
So did you just come with her and just like...
No, he actually... Okay, so it kind of made me laugh whenever he actually asked me how, like, if I wanted to be on this. And he was literally asking me, like, we were talking about me babysitting his kids and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden he was like, "By the way, do you want to be in a podcast?" And I was like, I mean,
while
I guess.
While you're babysitting?
No. Like, over text.
He was like, I can imagine just hearing that from him. It's like, while I'm babysitting, I'm supposed to be on mic?
I'm just sitting there, like, holding his kids. I'm like, "Hey, guys, I'm here with the 2 kids. You already know." But, he just, like, randomly asked me that. And I was like, I mean, yeah, why not? I mean,
imagine if it's like his number one rule that you have to podcast during your entire babysitting day, so you can just hear how you're talking to the kids.
That's like baby monitors. How parents can have like a camera in their kids' room so that they don't do anything. It's like a babysitter monitor. It's like a podcast.
Your kids, you really can't be mad. Your kids are bad.
Yeah, exactly.
You had to hear it.
But based on that last question, I'm glad you guys said yes to the podcast, and I'm glad you guys got peer pressured into the podcast. So y'all are awesome. So I feel like peer pressure is a very personal thing. Like everybody has a different peer pressure, and so I want us to go around the circle and just say, "I am," first name. And this is my peer pressure, like the thing that gets you every single time. So I'll go first. I am Caesar, and my peer pressure is anything related to food. If there's food there, I am going to go to that thing. So if I don't want to go to a friend's house and they say, "Oh, we have a lot of pizza," or "We have a lot of food," I'm probably going to now go to that person's house, even if I didn't want to. So I'm Caesar, and food is my peer pressure.
I'm Brandon, and my peer pressure is probably like conflicts. Like not all the time, but like sometimes it's like someone will be like being really, really rude, and someone will be like, "Oh, I won't let them talk to me like that." I'm like, that's not hard. That's I was like, okay, that's cool, that's you. but then it's like gets to a point where like I'm tired of you talking to me like that. So it's really like I peer pressure myself into it, because like, wow, you really gonna let them talk to you like that? Yeah. But I'm conquering that as I go.
Okay. So, but it's pretty easy for someone to goat you into something right now.
Not easy, but like that's what I would be considered a peer pressure, because like, yeah.
Cool.
I'm Carson, and my peer pressure is probably shopping, which sounds super basic, but I could be at home, like, not really wanting to go out. My friends would text me and be like, "You want to go thrifting?" Immediately in my car. Yes. Immediately. Like, no second thought. I'm there.
I love thrifting.
It's just the best. Like, it's just so time consuming. So it's not like regular mall shopping where you just like look through the racks and then you're done. Next door. Yeah. Like, you have to sit there and look to be able to find something good. So it's like, it's so much better because it like takes your mind off of everything trying to find the good clothes. Like, it's therapeutic 100%.
I am so slow when I'm thrift shopping because I have to like push all the shirts over and then slowly go through every one.
That's exactly what I do.
Hate when I find one and it has a stain on it or it has like just a rip and I'm like, oh, this would have been perfect. And then you got to put it back on the rack.
When you find something that's affordable and looks good at the same time. Oh my God.
Yes. That's actually really funny. Carson refuses to go shopping with me because
you don't go thrift shopping, or you go
because I am like, I don't know how to describe it.
No, you are impatient.
I'm impatient.
I like to look at everything, and she likes to look at 2 shirts and then she's done. She likes to window shop, and I do not.
That's funny.
Okay, well, anyways, my name is Morgan, and definitely my peer pressure is envy. That sounds so bad, but in middle school I used to get bullied a lot for my weight, and now I get my grind on at the gym every day. Like, just the thought of making people jealous of the way I look or like how my life is going just makes me want to make my life better. I mean, like, that sounds bad because
not as in like, but I get that.
Whenever
I
said
totally
I was like,
get that. No, it does not sound bad. Yeah, as in I totally get that.
This one guy called me mid not too long ago, and I'm not standing for it. Man does not have abs, so now I'm currently building up my abs. So next time I see him, I'm gonna be like, "Yo," I mean.
Dang. So that's the best way to motivate you.
That's my motivation right now. I'm getting there.
That's crazy. Okay, so now let's just go around and start sharing stories. What's one situation where you got peer pressured into doing something and was like, I probably wish I didn't do that thing.
Okay, well, that's actually really hard for me to say, mainly because I have been caught being the peer pressurer.
Oh, okay.
I am
instigator.
I'm the instigator. I'm one of the people who are down to do whatever, whenever. You give me a time, place, date, give me a few bucks, I'm down. I'm really bad about texting my friends like, yo, come. They're like, no. I'm like, you are coming. I will drag Carson into her car any day.
I mean, pretty much, yeah. Well, no, I wouldn't say that because if you don't give her a time and a place, she doesn't. She's just not impulsive. That's the only thing. She'll do whatever, but you have to give her a time, an exact time to be precise.
It has to be exact.
And she has to know exactly where we're going, exactly what we're doing, exactly what we plan on doing when we get there. Like, it has to be everything laid out for her. But otherwise, she'll do it.
I'm not extremely spontaneous like that, but I will do whatever.
But once you have it in destination,
once I have it in my mind, it's set. Yeah. My friends are super bad about doing this, like not having set plans. We'll figure out one plan. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then they'll change it like 20 minutes later. Yeah. And it is so obnoxious.
Yeah. So what's the worst thing Morgan's got you peer pressured into?
Honestly, I don't know. Like, I feel like out of all the crazy things I've done, I feel like I'm not going to sit here and act like we haven't done like crazy things together, but my craziest things are mostly things that I've either done by myself or with people I don't normally see. It's like people that I do only spontaneous things with every now and again. So it's like, whenever you like asked the question, I immediately thought about this, but this was like last February probably. Me and a friend of mine, she peer pressured me into going bowling with 3 guys we had no idea about. Like, I didn't even know them.
Strangers.
Pretty much, yeah.
That sounds dangerous.
Yeah, it was very dangerous. We rode in the car with them. Like, it was not a good idea at all. Please don't try this at home. But, no, we literally, I'll just make long story short. One of the guys told us that he was 17. He ended up being 21 with a girlfriend, is currently in jail because of him lying about his age to so many girls, young girls. So it was just a very dangerous situation. I don't recommend. Definitely not a good idea, but
it's a relief that he's not out on the streets anymore.
Yeah, it definitely is, but don't do that. Don't think that that's a good idea because it's.
Well, mine is, I told y'all what my peer pressure is. So I have a story about like last time I was really peer pressured into like a conflict or anything. It wasn't really a conflict. It was like going to the bathroom and like slap box. And slap box is like a form of like sparring.
Yeah. Like you can't
can't really punch, but you like can slap. Like you aim for the face and you like just do that.
It hurts, but you probably won't leave.
And sometimes that can up into a fight.
Yeah.
But I don't really like doing it unless it's like someone like I'm close to or something like that, and we just like chilling, we get bored. But I think it was like in 7th grade, and we were chilling, and everybody was talking about like fighting, and I was trying to stay quiet because I was not in the mood. But then someone just had to one of me Mr. Call out, like they was gonna call me out. So and I was like, nah, I'm chilling. Then one of my friends, like really one of my friends, because we used to always get in trouble, and he always used to have to take the fall. But he was like, wow. I wouldn't let him talk to me like that. And I was like, yep, you wouldn't. I'm going to do that. Because like last time, somebody got caught and they got in trouble. So, but a few more of those, I was 7th grade, a few more of those got me hype. So I was like, you know what, we can go into the bathroom after like at lunch or something like that. Yeah. So we ended up going to the bathroom at lunch and we did it. And there was a video and we got caught by the teachers. And they swore we weren't going to get caught.
Wow.
Because it was in the
bathroom. So someone swore, but then they still took a video and...
No, they said it wasn't going to get out. Like the teachers weren't going to find out, but they ended up doing it. And I was like, I'm not doing this with you guys anymore. You guys aren't cool.
Yeah. So what makes it so like just peer pressure being so everywhere? Like, why do you think it's just so in everything that we have, like in our friendships and stuff like that? Like,
it definitely has a lot to do with, if you don't like that, like I can't be friends with you. Sort of situation.
Yeah. Like an ultimatum.
An ultimatum. I've had a lot of people in my life like that who I can't even think of a situation like right now, but if like you don't like this certain thing or if you don't want to go do this certain thing with me, I don't think I'm going to be able to hang out with you. I don't think I'm going to be able to be friends with you anymore. Just kind of get ghosted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've definitely had friendships where, like, we aren't fully on the same page with interests and just stuff like that. And when I'm around them, it's always what they want to do all of the time. And I feel like that kind of leads into peer pressure because I don't want to disappoint that person. I want to do what they enjoy doing. But at the same time, it's not what I want to do. It's just, it's almost like it's about that person and that person only.
Yeah, that's so true. Like, peer pressure is often not about, like, what they think is, well, I mean, this is so cliche to say. When people say you get peer pressured and it's usually not with your best interest in mind, like that's so cliche, but it's pretty true. Like it's usually they want something out of you, or they want to see you maybe fail at something, so they can feel better about themselves. But it's usually not about the person who's getting peer pressure. Right. It's about the other person.
Yeah, because I can vouch for that. Because some people just want to be entertained. Yeah. Like the instigators, like they'll instigate you into doing something. They not because like they want to see you do it, or they really think. Like that story, he probably didn't really think I was being disrespected.
Right.
Like, that's my friend. He not gonna talk to my friend like that. Yeah. He just wanted to be like entertained. He wanted to see a fight or something like that. Some people just like.
That's so real.
Yeah. Just want to see that. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I guess it's like human nature or something like that.
I mean, who doesn't want to be in control? Like, I think that's kind of what it is. Like what you were saying, it's like people trying to use it to like get something out of you or manipulate you, and it's so much about control. It's so. I think that's why you hear some people say, well, just have self-control. It's like, but that's hard.
It's hard when you don't feel in control in the first place. Yeah, like, it feels like it's all on the other person. It's so hard.
Yeah, what are the situations for you guys where you feel like you're in the least control of, like, a peer pressure kind of situation?
Definitely when you're around a group of people and it's your first time hanging out with them. Yeah. Especially when it's like you're just kind of thrown into an already made friend group who have been friends with each other for like however long it took them to get super close. Yeah. You just kind of got to go along with what they want to do because if you like speak out or something like that, I just feel like it's not going to go good for you.
They just want to invite you the next time.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's so real.
Because especially it happens the most, I feel like, when you are just trying to impress like maybe a like certain group of people or maybe just one person in general. Like you just really want them to enjoy your company and just like the things that you like and like the things that you do, and you want to be just like them so that they like you. And it's hard.
Yeah
It's like you don't want to be exiled from the friend group because like they were like, oh, you're not cool anymore. You don't want to do this with us, then we don't want to hang out with you. Yeah. And so you don't want that to happen.
I mean, so what diffuses peer pressure then for you? Or what's a situation where you're like, oh, I was about to do that thing, or I was almost peer pressuring something, but then I either snapped out of it or something else happened. Like, what's usually that kind of pressure release valve for you?
Probably knowing yourself. Like, knowing, like, I don't need you to think I'm cool or anything like that. Like, I'm just not gonna do it. Like, you're not. Who are you to tell? Like, you're doing it, and I think it's stupid. Like, so who are you to decide who's cool and what's not?
Yeah, that's like when you start doing things for yourself and not other people.
Yeah.
You just start really understanding who you are as a person and just understanding that you really don't need to please everybody.
Yeah.
Not everybody's worth pleasing.
Yeah. What about you, Morgan?
Definitely for me, I just kind of have to take myself out of the situation, because one of my biggest like things I'm just bad about is giving in to that peer pressure, because like, why not? But in the long run, I know it's not going to be good for me, so I kind of just have to exit out of the situation, like find a way out, like whether it's go home from somewhere or just like distance yourself from the chat or the situation. Like, just finding a way to get out of it for me is how I get out of it, because if I'm there, I'm gonna end up doing it.
So right now, what's like the most peer pressure thing that you're feeling? Just because it seems like the older you get, especially in high school, the less pressure you feel, because you're just kind of like a little bit over it,
right?
But like, it's still there. So what's like it sounds like you're thinking something
with my grades. I mean, some people might not consider this like a form of peer pressure, but like, I feel it from all of my teachers, from my competing against my peers, and with my family too. Like, I uphold myself to a standard where I just feel like I have to do better than everybody else around me, or it's like worth nothing. Like, it just doesn't mean anything if I'm not better than everybody else around me in that certain context. Or if I can't come home and tell my parents like I have straight A's, like, what's the point? Or if I don't uphold a certain GPA, then I start like overthinking, getting overstimulated, like feeling the pressure about college and my future, and just like, I mean like 30 years ahead, like what this one day is going to affect my entire life.
I feel like since I'm a senior, like, college is such a big peer pressure. Like, I'm not gonna say like any college, I mean like going to a nice 4-year. And I don't really know why that's so pushed, because you can go to any school and you're going to learn the same thing if you know what you want to major in. I just don't understand.
It's true, especially
the
first
really
2 years.
Exactly. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I don't really understand the pressure for it, but it's super common once you become a senior that everybody around you is going to be like, well, just apply. Like, you never know. And it's just like, well, what if that's not what I want to do? It's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think, like, what Morgan said, like, competition, like being better than everybody else, or like always competing with everybody, that's one of the biggest ones I'm probably battling with right now, because everybody always wants to compete, everybody always wants to be better than everybody, but sometimes you just gotta sit and think, like, it's not a competition. We can all be cool. We can all be good at what we do and just separate. We don't need to compete. Doesn't have to be a king.
That's so real. That's really real. So as we finish this episode, I'm curious, because it sounds like you guys have the ability to kind of look up and kind of see the water you're swimming in, right? Like, you kind of know, oh, the current is going this way, and I can see I'm going in that direction. When do you feel like is the moment to break free from a current like that?
I mean, that's really hard to determine, honestly, especially since I am more of a instigator.
You're driving. You're pushing
I am the wave. I am the wave.
It's like in a swimming pool. Whenever everybody goes in the same direction and creates the whirlpool, it's just Morgan doing it by herself.
She's like,
Morgan doing it by herself. Everybody's in the middle. She's like, "Okay, guys, get ready."
It's hard to draw the line.
Yeah.
It's hard to put in. Oh goodness, what's the word? Boundaries. It's hard to put in a boundary. It's hard to put in a line for me.
Yeah.
I'm usually down to do anything. I'm usually the instigator, so for me it's very difficult to draw that line myself. Because sometimes I know I should, but I'm like, what's the harm? What's the harm?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I draw the line when other people do something first, and I'm like, and I see how it worked out for them, and I'm like, I really don't want to do that same thing. I don't want that same end result. I really don't. Like, so I just won't do it in the first place.
So true.
Yeah.
Mine is probably when it starts hurting you, or like not much physically, but like mentally, or your relationships. Like with competition, like if you and your friend are always competing, and it starts to affect your relationship, like you guys start not to like each other, or like you're arguing a lot or more than you used to, then you should probably stop doing that, or I should probably stop doing that.
Or maybe I'm the person.
Nah, I'm not this year.
That's you. Like, why do you want to be better
Never
than me?
me,
I can't
guys.
be better
I'm
than
perfect. Sorry.
Hey, you're wrong.
That's hilarious. Well, cool. Well, that was a fun conversation about peer pressure.
It's a pretty valid
we hit a lot of different things. Like it's real. The current is real.
Yeah, we didn't even touch on a lot of it. There's so many different types of peer pressure.
There are so many different types of peer pressure. Actually, let's just do that. Let's just do one quick round robin real quick about like what's one peer pressure that you see is like maybe one of the biggest problems.
Definitely for me, alcohol and drugs. I see it a lot. High school parties. I mean, I've been known to attend a couple of those.
Yes.
You
are a frequenter.
I'm a floater.
Yeah.
You see me there, you don't see me there. You never know. But I've definitely seen a couple people who are like, yo, just take a sip. Or just take a hit of this, man. Just go ahead, hit a dab. Like, what if they don't want to hit a dab, man? What if they're not in the mood for a dab? I mean, see it a lot in high school, definitely.
Yeah. I think there's a huge peer pressure, and it's really untalked about because it's kind of uncomfortable, but in sex, when you get in high school, that's a huge one.
Yeah.
Like, I just feel like there's a lot of pressure to just to sexualize yourself and to put yourself out there more and to do what everybody else is doing, and you really don't have to do that at all. Like, it's just, if you don't want to do that, don't do it.
I think another one is probably, like you said, drugs and alcohol, because, like, if you're at a party, like, one time me and my friend, we were supposed to go to this Halloween party, and we were asking this dude, like, oh, who's going to be there? What's going to be like? What are we doing? And at the end of him telling us, he's going to be like, oh, yeah, we got vapes and drugs and alcohol. If you guys like that. We're like, why did you feel the need to tell us that? What do you think we do? Like, we haven't talked to the dude in a while. Like, what do you think we've been doing? Drugs and alcohol? Like, no.
That's hilarious.
Like, that was the only way to get you guys there.
Like, we were convinced. Like, we were going to go. Like, we ended up going. We didn't do any drugs or alcohol. We ended up going, but, like, that's not what convinced. Like, no.
That's hilarious.
It's actually really
like,
it makes me wonder, like, how many situations where it's like someone's like thinking that person wants that thing. And
I've definitely heard about that multiple times before, or like not heard about it, like a rumor or gossip or anything. I just like, you can tell whenever someone's like, oh wait, you guys want to come to my party? Like, I mean, I got beer bongs, I got the keg set up, I got all the beers, the liquor.
You don't have any weed? You don't have any
I got rigs, blunts. I don't know, whatever you want. I got it, man. Your wish is my command. Like, I just feel like
we can't play Connect 4.
That's hilarious.
Guess who?
I just feel like people that think that's what a party needs to be. Like, you can't enjoy each other's presence without having that kind of get up.
Like that.
You trying to say I'm hard to be around? Like, you need to be intoxicated or under the influence to be around me? I'm not going.
That kind of makes you feel like sorry for them. It's almost like that's the only way to get people to come over and hang out with them. Like, oh, by the way, I do have alcohol. And it's like everybody's like, okay, so I'll be there. Like, that's terrible.
Yeah. You're trying too hard. Like, like what you're saying, like manipulating, right? And trying to convince somebody that like you're worth spending time with. Like at its root, that's what it is. And it is kind of sad when you think about it. Where it's like, man, they're that lonely.
Yeah, exactly.
But like, sometimes like what you said when we're the instigators, like, man, I'm that lonely or I'm that need of entertainment. Like, I'm that bored right now, and it's so real.
What I really think is human nature, because everybody, like even like back in I guess Greece, like they had these little arena fights. Everybody liked to see a conflict.
Everyone wants to see someone's head get chopped off.
Exactly. So I think that's like human nature.
I mean, if I'm in public and I see someone getting in a fight, I'm not the type to just walk away.
I've been trying to start, like, if like I'm sitting in a group of people and like there's a conflict brewing, they're getting up all each other's face. I've been trying to be like that dude who's like, stop, like, what are y'all doing, bro?
Oh my gosh! Yesterday I was walking in the hall and I saw someone sit down their bag and they were like, "Go ahead, swing first." You best believe I stopped in my tracks.
Let me get on my
and I turned around.
Hey, I won't let him talk like that to me, buddy. But that's just me. You feel me?
Walk through the hall, you hear that. It's like, oh, something's about to happen. That's hilarious. Well, cool. Well, that was a great conversation. Thanks for being honest and real with that. But yeah, so that is the episode for today. If you want to go back and listen to the episode that these guys hosted, they're on Spotify, Apple, and YouTube. Feel free to look at the links down below. We'll be back. You guys are awesome. We'll do another episode. But yeah, thanks for watching, you guys, and listening.
Thank you.
Thank you.